Hello, all you lovely people out there, all you coffee enthusiasts, all you coffee snobs out there. I, Limitless, wholeheartedly welcome you to another coffee tasting episode. Now, it's been a while since I have tasted some coffee for you guys and shared some new coffee, some different specialty coffees from the world of specialty coffees. And a week ago, I came across this coffee and I thought, well, this is a very tasty coffee from all that has been written about it, and it is a coffee from a friend of ours from ARAKU coffee. And I was like, well, the last time I tasted ARAKU coffee, it was the basic signature blend, and to be honest, it was a whole blend of nice flavors and aroma. So I was like, maybe I should try this one. And this time we're gonna taste this coffee by the name of ARAKU Microclimate. And I thought maybe this time I should go a little bit fancy and just, order it in a proper tin case, because, all those packagings, that plastic packaging or that aluminium or paper case, it is not that nice to keep in your collection. But when you get that proper tin case, you feel like a little bit of that premium look you're getting in the product. So I thought this time I might be going for that case, and so I ordered this one, a nice case. And I must say, when I got this package yesterday, I opened it, I got this premium look from that package of tin. I was like, well, this looks really retro, it looks really old school, and to be honest guys, I would keep it in my collection, and yeah, it really appeals to my eyes. So I would say, if you are going to purchase anything from ARAKU coffee, please pay a little bit more. If you are a collector, I would say pay a little bit more and go for the tin packaging. It is really worthwhile. And now, enough of the lollygagging, let's talk about the product. Well, this time we are tasting the Microclimate. Now, what appealed me so much about this coffee, because see, I was looking for something which appeals to everyone. It is not too much fruity, but at the same time a little bit intense on the other notes, providing a little bit chocolatey and something like that, and a little bit of oiliness and sourness at the same time, acidity in a proper portions. And this coffee, when I read about it, the flavors that it was providing on the paper were strawberry, grapes, cocoa, olive, you name it. I mean, these are flavors, completely thrown at a different spectrums, fruity flavors, and at the same time some of the chocolatey flavors and some of the, you can say, oily flavors. So it is a complete blend, and I thought, well, it's a coffee worth tasting. So I ordered it. It has arrived, as you can see here. So today we're gonna make a nice cup of pour over and then taste it and see how it will taste. So without any more delay, let's make a nice cup of pour over. Let's do it. So okay guys, here is a nice cup of pour over, and I must say, I'm really excited to taste it and see what kind of flavors I'm gonna get out of it. But reminding myself from the previous experience that we had from the signature blend of ARAKU coffee, I'm thinking first I would go for the aroma, especially when it's hot. The aroma is really strong from signature blend. I want to see if that kind of aroma I'm gonna get out of this one or not. I'm really expecting something, at least something, because Well, they have that kind of reputation in my eyes. Okay, not that much, but let me go for another sniff. Okay, I would say that uh, there's not that prominent aroma. Yes, I'm getting a little bit of that fruity aroma, perhaps because of that, because it's fruity, the aroma is not very strong on my nose. But I would say that is one downside as compared to signature blend. Now, that is the time to move ahead and taste the coffee and see what kind of flavor notes I'm gonna get out of it, and especially at the very first punch on my palate, am I gonna get anything out of it? Let's see. I must say, guys, I must directly say that there is this really smooth blend of two flavors which are really prominent in it, and those two prominent flavors are grape, and especially those grapes which are not completely ripe but a little bit premature grapes, along with some subtle nuances of chocolate in it, especially some black chocolate and some real nice good Amul black chocolate, some dark chocolate. So those two flavors are in a complete blend with each other. They are completely going on your palate in a complementary flavor. Now, I'm not saying there are only those two flavors. Those are the two flavors which I have identified at the very first sip. That's really amazing. Now I think let's cool it a little bit, and then we can get a little bit more of the notes. And by the way, I was thinking that since a lot of people have been asking me how I get so many notes out of my coffee, so I was thinking, well, I would make a complete podcast on this channel where I would discuss how I just go for the notes, what are the basic things that you have to see when you're tasting some coffee. So if you are into that, stay tuned for those kind of podcasts as well. Okay, now let's take another sip, a big one, and keep it in mouth for a while, just to envelop my tongue in a complete coffee. Let's do it like a snob, okay? Now let's do it like a snob. Although snobs don't hold their coffee like this. Okay, now there's a different taste. The taste has completely taken different direction. Now, not completely, but I would say that there is a little bit tinge of smokiness now. Smokiness is at the back of the palate, along with a subtle note of sweetness. I would say something as if you are putting some brown sugar in your coffee, as I most commonly put in my Irish latte. That kind of subtle notes you are getting at the back of your palate. It is really profound, it is really good, but not so profound that you will get completely at the very first sip. You have to keep coffee in your mouth to get those notes, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing for sure. And those notes at the back of the palate, that smoky, sweet note at the back of the palate, it feels really good. Now, I'm not just making it up for the sake of the tasting, but I'm saying it's really good. I mean, hands off. Really good flavor. Now, let's move ahead and explore a little bit more, because there is one certain note that I'm getting as if something I can recognize, but I'm not completely recognizing it. Just one more sip. Okay, I'll tell you. Now, this note which I'm getting now on my palate is something which I recognize with the scent of leather, because the scent and notes that we get on the palate, we can recognize the similarities. So it is a little bit similar with the notes that you get out of leather, because I'm a leather crafter, of course. If you don't know about it, you can just go into the link in description if you want some leather wallets, by the way, a shameless plug here. But yeah, being a leather crafter, I can say that this note that I'm getting somewhere subtle in between is a little bit similar to the aroma of leather. Now, that's a really diverse kind of flavor notes which I'm getting out of a single cup. But that's something which, ARAKU coffee stands for. Their coffee is really premium, and I don't know why I haven't tasted so much of their coffee in the past few weeks. I should have done that. I should have just shared those coffees with you guys, but that's my bad. I haven't done that. But now I'm looking and I'm thinking about experimenting with other coffees as well, and doing a little bit more of experimentation, traveling and making pour overs and different kind of coffees at different locations in mountains. That is a kind of just an experiment that I want to do with this channel. And anyways, enough of the lollygagging. Let's go ahead and see if there are some more notes. Let's just cool it a little bit. Okay, now the flavor notes are a little bit repetitive now, so probably I'm coming to an end. But there's this one last note that I just want to share with you guys, and that one last note is a little bit of oiliness. I don't understand, perhaps the process wasn't good, but I won't say it's a bad kind of oil. It isn't having that bad kind of taste. It is a little bit oiliness which makes your coffee a little bit smooth. Perhaps that's the proper way I can describe this flavor. Apart from that, I would say these were all the flavors which I tasted in this coffee. Now, I would say in the end, the verdict that I would give is that, well, if you want a complete roundness of all the flavors, like some fruity flavors, some chocolatey flavors, some, a little bit kind of leatherish flavors, or some, craftsman textures in your coffee, I would say, with some sweetness as well, I would say go for ARAKU microclimate. It is hands down a really good coffee. You can get the link in description below. If you want to make purchase, you will definitely hands down enjoy this coffee for sure. That's one thing I can say completely with surety. So with all this being said, I would say if you enjoyed this coffee tasting episode, make sure to hit the like button. For more coffee tasting episodes, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, enjoy yourself and stay caffeinated. That great flavor.